I can dream about you, Dan Hartman. If I can't hold you tonight, everybody. I can dream about you. You know how to hold me just right. And you know why you would hold me just right? Because it's effing freezing here in Rhode Island. So the funny thing is, it's not really funny. Hi, by the way, my name is Kiki. We have a radio station, Kiki.fm. Go ahead and download the app because it's free and it's easy and it's awesome. So anyway, chatting with my buddies this morning, Michelle, Stacy, and Paula, actually a little while ago, and Michelle hops on and says it's going to be 80 degrees in New York City today. 80 degrees. And I'm like, how can it possibly be 80 degrees in New York City when it's 40 degrees here in Rhode Island? And she said, well, guess what? It's possible. So I guess that it is possible, but it's weird. And it's going to snow or is snowing in New Hampshire. And Al, if you can hear me, if you can turn my headphones up just a bit, and we already did a sound check, but this is, this is our life here. This is a thing that happens all the time. If you have been an OG to the channel, you know that there's always a problem. There's just always a problem. And it is what it is. So, anywho, so hopefully Al could hear me and he goes ahead and he turns up my headphones just a smidgy widgy. So, anywho, I know that Tanya is from New York City. So, Tanya, if you hop on later, please confirm or deny if it was 80 degrees or close to it in New York City today, which is March 29th, Saturday afternoon. Great. Like that would be so weird to me because it feels like it's going to snow. And I mean, I'm ready to put the short sleeve t-shirts on and to just go ahead and rock spring, but it is just not happening yet. So everybody, it feels like I haven't been here in a year. It just feels like that. But it hasn't been a year. It's only been a couple of weeks. So I hope that each and every one of you are doing great. I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope that all is good, you're healthy, you're well, and you're happy. Because if you're not happy, it sucks. Doesn't it suck when you're not happy? Well, this is a great way to start off the show, but it's true. If you're not happy, then people around you are not happy, and then you end up being not happier. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes. Of course, it makes sense. Me, the ding dong. Of course, that makes sense. That's a normal reaction. But anyway, so hello. I feel like I just spewed out a year's worth of vocabulary, but I didn't. I just have to show this to you. So this was sitting in my room and I was like, just get rid of that. Cause now we're going hem hog getting rid of stuff. I'm like, listen. And he said, no, you listen. We got to get rid of stuff. I said, you're absolutely right. I mean, eBay sucks. I've been saying this for over a year. It really super duper sucks though. Like dribs and drabs of sales. One here, one there. It's just stupid. And I have so many things on there. It's changed. So we decided a while ago we're just going to start getting rid of everything because there's no point hanging on to it. When we die, the kids aren't going to give a crap. They're going to throw everything in the garbage and I'm going to be up in heaven, hopefully, looking down saying, "Don't throw that away. What are you doing? Get that out of the dumpster right now. It's worth money." They don't care. They're just going to throw it all out. So I said, you know what? We might as well just have 500 yard sales. That's what it's going to take to get rid of everything, but we're going to have to do it. And Al had one yesterday and one today, and we got rid of a bunch of stuff. So it feels good, but we have a long way to go. I've been a collector since 1999, collecting things for eBay. It's a long time. We're in 2025. Oh my gosh. Hey, Suzanne, how are you from rainy Western PA? Oh my God. Yeah, it rained this morning and then it stopped and then the sun came out and I'm like, oh, it's going to be a super nice day for Alfredo. And no, it's been cloudy and cold all day. The sun came out for about 3 minutes. Yeah, so we're doing that. We're in it. A lot of people on YouTube, people love seeing people declutter. I mean, it's a thing. It really is a super duper trend on YouTube, watching people declutter their crap and getting rid of it. Like, I'm not filming that. I don't have time because here's the thing, and I've told you guys this before. I am like a squirrel. If I end up worrying about filming me getting rid of things, I'm not going to get rid of things. I'm just going to sit there, stare at them, and say, why am I getting rid of that? Al, if you can hear me and you could turn up my headphones just a smidge, I love you. I know he can hear me. So hopefully that can happen. But anyway, so I am not doing that. I could and probably get a bunch of views on my other channel just by showing us getting rid of stuff. But I have time. And I don't want to film my whole life. I'm just saying. I mean, I film some things on the other channel. I've been slacking on that, but you know, you know how it is, guys. But anyway, so this was in my bedroom. And Al said, "Oh, you got to put that in the yard sale." I'm like, "Oh, hell no, I'm not putting this in the yard sale because I got this, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago at a yard sale. I think I paid $3. Certain things I can remember what I paid for them. Can you even stand it? A Jordache doll. I mean, who didn't wear Jordache jeans? I know as sure as anything I did. And I think I was super happy Kmart had them. And do you hear that? And that's probably a 12-year-old little boy who shouldn't be riding on that. If you heard that, go by. But anyway, so here's this Jordache doll with a little Jordache on the back pocket right there. I loved my Jordache jeans. I love them, the little pony. And then there's the side of the come on now. Would you get rid of this? No, absolutely not. I wouldn't. Look at she got little shoes on. Does she have shoes on? Where are the shoes? Oh, I don't see them on her feet. Oh, they're in the thing. They're in the box. They're not on her feet. So there's that. There's the side view. Oh, thank you, Al. You're a gem. Al, did I ever tell you that you are a gem? He's a gem, ladies and gentlemen. Now I can hear myself. So here you go. And let's turn the box to the back. Oh, the Jordache look, the high fashion doll with the look that's all together. Didn't you feel all together when you had on a pair of Jordache jeans? You just said to yourself, I am the coolest kid in school right now. I can still feel the stiffness of the jeans. I can, and I felt, my goodness, I was just the cat's meow meow, even though I didn't have a cat or a dog. Costumes designed to fit most 11.5-inch fashion dolls. And this is from 1981 from the Mego Corporation, New York, New York. A licensee of Jordache Enterprises made in Hong Kong. So that tells you how old this is. This is a vintage doll. I would never get rid of this. Never. Never. So, Al, if you're listening, this is coming to the grave with me. Well, even though I'm getting cremated. But did I just say that out loud? I did. It's cheap. It's cheap. So, this I want with me because you know what? She loves me. She's like, listen, you saved me from the trash. So, she loves me. She watches over me. I've got issues. But don't we all? Don't we all? So, I'm going to put her. We gotta put her here somewhere. We're gonna stick her in front of the Beatles book right now, even though you can't see. I started watching the Bob Dylan movie. All right, listen, everybody. Let me just say hi, Halise. How are you? I am keeping it, Suzanne, for shizzle. So I started watching the Bob Dylan movie for the past 2 nights. Past 2 nights, I fell asleep. I will like see now I'm awake. So probably after the show, I may attempt to finish getting through the entire movie. Now, what I really got through to, it's like the beginning of the movie. He loved Woody Guthrie, which, I don't know a lot about Bob Dylan. He's iconic. He is known as probably, I'm going to say, they classify Bob Dylan as one of like the top songwriters ever, which surprises me because, I could think of other people that are great songwriters too, but Bob Dylan, you go Google him, go Google it, you'll see it. And it blows my mind, but I was never a huge Bob Dylan fan. Do I think he's fabulous? Of course he's fabulous. I mean, he's Bob Dylan. He's an icon of music. There's just no getting around it. But just the way he he sang and stuff like that. I just was never really I wasn't on my transistor radio saying, "Oh my gosh, Bob Dylan's on." I didn't do that. However, you have to respect the respectable musician, which he is. So I'm going to try to get through it. I didn't fall asleep because I was bored. I mean, it's not a jump out and grab you type of movie anyway. It's an informational documentary about Bob Dylan. And like I'm saying, I wasn't bored. It's just I was exhausted out of my mind. That's why I fell asleep. Otherwise, I tell you, listen, I was bored. I was completely bored out of my mind. I fell asleep. No, I was exhausted. So I tried 2 nights in a row, and hopefully third time's a charm, and I can watch it today and figure it out, because I keep hearing great things about it. My brother went and saw it in the movie theater, and he even wanted to go again. I'm like, "You wanna spend money again? Wow, you're retired, like, you need to save your pennies." He's like, "No, it's $5 on Tuesday at the showcase, so we can go." I'm like, "But I can't go on a Tuesday. I have a lot of appointments on Tuesdays." He goes, "Well, I would go again." So it's gotta be good, because my brother does not do that. He doesn't go and watch movies over and over again, so it has to be really good, and a few of you have said it's really, really good. So I believe you. And again, I hope all is well. Let's go ahead and let's get into our classic rock news, because there is a bunch to talk about today, as every day. But today, it's pretty jam-packed and chock full, so let's get to it, shan't we? Gene Hackman. Mm, mm, what a terrible, terrible did I say it was awful, awful news about him and his wife, Betsy? I mean, the fact that his wife passed away in their home, and their German Shepherd was right next to her in his crate. He passed away. And Gene passed away, allegedly, about 9 days later, in a different room from his wife, in his home. So all three of them had gone up to the heavens in their home, and Gene had no idea his wife and dog allegedly were in the other room. Probably not, because I read that Gene was just not well. So this is from people.com, and this was another shocking thing. And so this tragic event happened about a month ago, and Gene and his wife's bodies had gone unclaimed up until this point, like a month. A month. Wh- it's sad enough that they were alone and they were found by their groundskeeper. Family didn't find them. Their groundskeeper did, who was a dear friend to them, which is not good. You know what I'm trying to say, but it's good that at least someone close to them found them. But the fact that a family member did not find them, to me, it breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart that they were both in the same house. Could Betsy have been treated? Could Jean have been treated? Could the dog have been treated? You have these questions, and you just say, what a sad, 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 sad situation, and tragic for sure. So the title of this article is Gene Hackman and wife Betsy's names removed from list of unclaimed bodies on medical investigators website. So I guess that, when your body is not claimed, it goes onto a website, and it has to be claimed by the next of kin. I didn't even know this was a thing. I learned these things along with you guys, unless, I'm sure some of you know about it. I had no idea, because it's not like I'm researching these things, but their names were removed from a list of unclaimed decedents on the New Mexico's Office of the Medical Investigator website. And you get placed on there where the next of kin has not been located. So it took a month to locate someone in their family. So a representative from the medical examiner's office explained, even though a name may appear on that list, in many cases, OMI is in contact with legal next of kin, and plans are underway to transport the body to a funeral home or place of burial. But the rep declined to comment whether The bodies have been claimed by the Hackman's family. So their names were just removed from this website on Thursday evening. Mm, mm-mm. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And then I briefly read something about the will of Gene Hackman. And I'm like, what? Now, someone had said to me, what do you think Gene Hackman was worth? Not that, listen, I know the poor man, he passed away, but people talk about these things and I engaged in the conversation. I'm just being honest. But I said, I bet he wasn't worth a lot. That's what I said, because he did his movies so long ago. I mean, Gene Hackman was big in the 80s, probably the 90s too. I'm not really, you know, a a big, humongous fan that I would know every single year he released a major film. I just don't know that information off the top of my head. So I said, I don't know. I bet not a lot, because he was famous a long time ago and he's been out of the spotlight, I think, for a couple of decades now. And the person I was speaking to said, well, I bet he was worth a lot of money because he was in a lot of big movies. But then, you hear about people who were in a lot of big films and then they have nothing. I mean, that's like the trend, right? People who have been very, very famous and then they have no money. And the fact that we really didn't hear about Gene Hackman much, I figured he was on the other side. Like, maybe he didn't have a lot of money. But apparently he did. He was worth like $80 million, $80 million. And I read a quick headline that said his children were not getting a dime of it. And that was alleged. That was a headline. I don't know the website I read it on, but this is from irishstar.com. And this says Gene Hackman's three children's fate exposed after Star's $80 million will mistake. Now, I don't know what this means, so we're going to go through it together. So again, they were found about a month ago in their Santa Fe home with their German Shepherd dog. And Gene has three grown children with his first wife, Faye Maltese, his son Christopher Allen, and daughters Leslie Ann and Elizabeth Jean. So we'll go down here. And now it says that Gene's children, you would imagine, would just inherit his entire fortune, but a legal expert has revealed that there are questions around Gene Hackman's $80 million will. Holy moly. Holy moly. So Gene won 2 Oscars, 2 BAFTA awards, and 4 Golden Globe awards. And his wife, Betsy, who was a classical pianist, she had to be worth something too. I mean, I don't know what her net worth is. I did not look that up. But also, this still seems kind of weird to me anyway. Something just doesn't feel right about this whole thing, because you just have to think, how could she be gone, the dog, and then Gene's wandering around the house? He didn't see them there. I'm sure. Listen, elderly people wear, a med alert necklace. Do you think if he didn't see anything, he maybe wouldn't have known enough to push the button, or like something, dial 0 on the something is not right with all of this. Like, they're kind of playing it off that no, it was natural causes. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Didn't buy it for 1 second. There's just too many oddities around it. But it says that Gene left, allegedly, his children out of his will, but they could potentially inherit everything after one mistake was made. So Christopher, Leslie Ann, and Elizabeth Jean could potentially stand to gain access to that $80 million will. So legal expert and attorney Goldie Shawn, wasn't that funny? Her last name, Shawn, Schon, coincidental. She talked to the U.S. Sun, and, I wonder if Journey could hire her. Wouldn't that be funny? Like, like if they could just hire her to work with them because that would be kind of cool. Oh, you guys related? No, we just have the same last name. Anyway, who knows? They might be related. I don't know. But anyway, so let's see. Goldie explained why Jean's children could potentially get maybe the entire inheritance. And also, she went on to say that his wife, who also passed, left everything to charity. Every last penny went to charity. And she went on to say because Betsy passed first, the inheritance is likely to go straight to his next of kin, which are his children, his three children. Is that not like, think about that for 1 second. Is that not crazy? So, collectively, they probably made the decision together to leave everything to charity. They said, "You know what? This is what we're gonna do." I don't know why he would leave his children out of his will, but that's what allegedly, that's what the pair decided to do. And let's see, she went on to say, Goldie did, for unforeseen reasons, these two people passed similarly in time, but oddly enough, she passed before him. And as a result, we have a situation where now, even though his desires were for his estate to go to her in its entirety without even providing it to his adult children, Betsy did pass before him. And what does that do? Well, now we're in a situation where his will and trust says that everything goes to her, but she passed first. Oh my gosh. And it goes on to say, but now what is actually fairly simple. It's going to be a fight. Of course, people are always going to fight about money, no matter how much it is, a dollar, $2, $4,000, $80 million. They're going to fight over it because they want their piece of the pie. And she goes on to say, but it's simple because it's as if Gene Hackman passed without a will. So what's the point of having a will? This is what I'm saying. Like, what is the absolute point? If you're going to have a will, you're going to go to the trouble, go to an attorney, you're going to write everything up, and then it turns out it doesn't even matter. A weird situation like this happens, and it's as if you did nothing. Life is so weird. So is it not effed up sometimes? Like you just go, what's the point? Oh my gosh. Because he's going to be turning over. There's a reason why he didn't leave his inheritance to his children. There is a reason. Okay. Now, I read a couple of things. We're not going to go into that today, but there's things and allegedly. So I don't know, but this article continues to say Sean went on to say that Gene's estate is going to go into an intestate, and that's as if he had no will at all. And I quote, let's just simplify it. It's as if he did not say who's it going to go to. And when that happens, we have other rules in place that tell us who it's going to go to. And the first people that it goes to are your next of kin, which would be his children. Now, here's the thing. You have to also take into consideration Gene, I believe. All right, let me look it up first before I say the word. I don't want to misquote anything. Let's see. Gene Hackman illness. Let's go ahead and see exactly. Advanced Alzheimer's, okay? Because I was going to say Alzheimer's, but I wanted to make sure it was dementia. But anyway, so Gene did have advanced Alzheimer's disease. Now, if they knew years ago that he was going down the path, he was not well, he was seemingly changing, you know, perhaps they should have been advised with that type of money, really advised if this is what Gene wanted, let's go ahead and write your will to remain that way. This is why you got to say to yourself sometimes, these people with all of this money, you just have to take a look and step back and say, how are they not being advised with a conscience? Sometimes, I'm not saying all of the time, but someone really should have said, well, in the event of, because there's always that chance, right, of something unique happening, which this was a unique, sad, tragic situation. Well, if he was that adamant about not leaving his estate to his children, well, then whoever he worked with to get that in place should have maybe said, well, in case this happens, let's also put this verbiage in there to make sure your wishes are carried out. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about carrying out the deceased person's wishes, correct? Correct. I mean, you want to make sure it's all good because, my mother, Italian, I'll put the maluk on, you know what I mean? Like you don't want the maluk on you. You don't want that. And I'm telling you, if there was anything I didn't do, my mother, she would do it. And thank goodness it was fine. Everything was good. My brother and I, thank goodness, get along. It was fine. Everything's fine. You know, you just have to be thankful when situations are smooth, But anyway, so going on to the rest of this article, let's see. Hours after their passing was announced, their daughters and granddaughter said that their parents and grandparents will be sorely missed. They were devastated, of course. I mean, you would assume so. And Leslie, one of the daughters, described Jean and Betsy's bond as a wonderful marriage. And she said, I give credit to his wife, Betsy, for keeping him alive. She took very, very good care of him and was always looking out for his health. I'm appreciative to her for that. And I'm very saddened by her passing. So, from what Leslie says, it sounds like they had a really good relationship. So, you're telling me, though, 9 days went by and no one knew that the couple was gone? Like, I know people don't speak for a period of time, but dear Lord, you got a father who is not well, and 9 days went by without 3 children or a grandchild contacting them. I don't know. I don't know. So it goes on to say that Gene struggled to spend time with his children when his career was hot. Gene was 95 years old, and he was known for his roles in The French Connection and Unforgiven. Betsy was 63, and when Gene was hot on the scene, he wasn't home. He was filming, and he wasn't able to spend a lot of time with his kids. And in 2000, the year 2000, Gene said, it's tough being the son or daughter of a celebrity. I couldn't always be home with them when they were growing up. And then living in California, they've had my success always hanging over their heads. Okay, so like to me now, just reading that, I get a sense of, he still cared for his children and he still had a major love for them. So why would they be left out of the will? Well, let's see. So Jean and Faye, they were married between 1956 and 1986. So what? Is that 30 years? And they separated in 1986, and Jean kind of disappeared from his children's lives. And Christopher, I guess, had said at one point he lost touch. But Jean maintained contact with Leslie and Elizabeth, who both were at red carpets and film screenings with Jane. Huh. So there's a lot more to this story. A lot more that we just probably don't know yet. And in 2012, Gene talked to GQ magazine and he made a confession about missing out on his children's lives. He said, I lost touch with my son in terms of a device early on. Maybe it had to do with being gone so much, doing location films when he was at an age where he needed support and guidance. It was very tough for me to be gone for 3 months and then come home and then start bossing him around. Makes sense. Makes total sense. I mean, you're away and then you're going to come home and start telling your kid, go take out the trash when your kid's been not taking out the trash for 10 years. No, Not gonna happen. They're not even gonna take out the trash when you're there. So let's be honest, and then you got that other part of your relationship, which is totally different at that point. And Jean and Betsy got married in 1991, and she was trying to get everyone to reconcile. So Betsy sounds like she was a pretty wonderful woman. Um, and near the end, Jean was close with his children and his grandkids. So why would he write his will to exclude his children? Why? And I guess we can leave that for another day. But I'm quite interested. I really am. If you, but see, let's think about it, right? It's kind of tough when, let's think about it. You have a life, you've built a life for yourself, and then you disappear, and then you come back into said person's life. Maybe the will was written when he didn't have communication with his kids. I don't, and then it just was never changed. And I gotta say, I was talking to Al about this morning, but someone I watch on YouTube, she's really cool. She lived in a van for 3 years. I can't remember her name. Hold on. I don't want to, because I really like her channel and she's really cool and she just seems like chill. You know what I mean? I just got to look up her name because I watch her all the time. Let me see. I just want to be able to say the name of her channel because you might like her. She doesn't live in a van anymore, but she takes care of her mom. And, she talks about being a caregiver and all kinds of different things, the struggles of that. Let's see. Where is my history? Oh boy. Let's see. Van. Wait a minute. 50 van. That's ridiculous. I mean, I should know. Oh, here she popped right up. Look at that. She popped right up. Add van churs over 50. Let me put that in the chat. Okay. Let's see. Let's put it here. Add van churs over 50. Okay. So there's her channel. You might like watching her. She's really, you might want to go back to her earlier videos where she was living in her van. It's just crazy. I have too much stuff. I can't live in my van. Hey, Kathy Waddle. Hi, Patty. How are you? She reached out to me yesterday and said, what time are you going on? I said, I think between 2 and 3. It's like so bad. I'm just here by the skin of my teeth, everyone. REO Gina, hello. So it's true though, right? Patty says, I'd rather have a great relationship with my kids instead of 80 million. So true. So true. I agree with you. I mean, we won't get into all that, but I agree. I mean, family is just more important than anything. It truly is. And when your family's broken, you're broken, right? Your heart's broken. So very, very true. All right. So let's move on to other news today. Elton John, dude, I had no idea. So there have been like these things online, Elton John saying, oh, I only have so much time left. And, they'd show pictures of him crying. And I'm like, oh, it's probably one of those AI things. You know what I mean? You see those all the time. It's pretend, like it's not real. I saw a gosh, if I could, I can't log into TikTok on here. I'm going to have to do it though. I'm going to have to figure out next week. So I saw this TikTok of Steve Perry in a hospital bed. Now, before I go on, let me just make sure, because I haven't looked at Steve Perry's Instagram, but let me just look. Hold on. Hold the phone. Just so I'm not speaking out of turn here. Steve Perry. All right. Yeah, he's not in a hospital bed. Can I find this on TikTok? Let's see. Wait a minute. I don't think you can really see it. And I got to make sure my volume's down high. Steve Perry. But this is how you really have to Steve Perry was performing on New Year's Eve. Remember that whole thing? And what it was Hugo, and people believed it was Steve Perry. They believed it. You got to really watch it. Where is that picture? Did they take it down? Maybe they did. Maybe they took it down. It was awful. Yeah, I don't see it. Let me just do. Let's see. Hold on. Steve Perry. Let's just put Steve Perry. Because it popped up on my feed and I was so angry about it. I was so mad. It was just a picture. Yeah, maybe they took it down because people probably got really angry. Oh, and see, then they do this, right? You Oh my gosh, we're extremely sad after tragic death of gospel actor Steve Perry's beloved one. What does that mean? And then it's now I can't. Oh, jeez, I can't screenshot it. Hold on. It doesn't. But they're showing Steve Perry and it says DIED today. Like I can't. So anyway, there was this thing on TikTok. Picture of Steve Perry in a hospital bed, and it had the quote saying, "Oh, thanks to my fans who reached out and my fans who didn't, shame on you." I'm like, "Wait a minute. What?" We would have known if Steve Perry was in the hospital. He's not in the hospital as far as I know. I mean, I don't have any inside information like Gary Stuckey did. He knew everything. But God rest your soul, Gary. Think about you all the time. I think about him all the time. I do. He's around. He's around you guys. He's around all of us. I'm serious. Like he's around. But anyway, so like he would know. But anyway, this picture that was out on TikTok, I'm like, that is so sick. How people can get away with doing things, and then they do these things. Oh, so and so passed away today. So and so is not doing great. Oh my god! So you got to really, I've told you guys this before. You got to really be careful of what stuff is being put out there. I mean, AI is not perfect yet, but let me tell you, it's getting better. Better to the fact where it's going to make you believe things that are not true. And someone says to me today, "Is this text real?" Telling him that he had an unpaid toll. I'm like, "Nope, that's a big thing going around. Delete it. Delete it and report it as junk." I was getting those too. I was getting a bunch of them from all of these different numbers, like from someone named Anna, someone named Peter, someone named Tony. "You have an unpaid toll bill." Well, I'm not going to pay Tony for my unpaid toll bill. I'm going to pay the Newport Bridge Association. It's the only bridge I go over. I'm not going to pay Tony and Anna, Bill and Bobby and June. Like, no, no. So you just got to be careful. There's so many scams out there. It's quite scary, actually. So please go ahead, hit the like button if you don't mind, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, download the app to Kiki.fm, the world's greatest radio station. It just is. And if you want to advertise your business on there, Kiki.fm, we reach thousands of people every single day. I'm not kidding you. Go ahead, reach out to Al, and he'll help you out. So anyway, let's move on to Elton John. Boy, did I go on a tangent there. Talking about Elton John crying and I don't know where I went to toll scam texts. Anyway, so this is from the Daily Mail, and I know you're like, why? It's the Daily Mail. But this is like in a whole bunch of different places. Sir Elton John's health is deteriorating as the singer, who is 77, is unable to sign autographs properly on new album. Now, I've read this in many other places. So let's go ahead and read this article. And it says that Sir Elton John's health has reportedly deteriorated so badly, he has had to sign his autographs with his initial E and a kiss. Like I said, I've read that other places too. So Elton contracted a severe eye infection back in July, which left him blind in his right eye, and he has limited vision in his left. And his fans were, warned he had to simplify his signature on the limited edition sets of his new album. Well, I mean, guy can do what he's got to do. I mean, you get an E, you get an E. I'll take an E from Elton John. I would take an eh. Like I wouldn't even want the whole E. I don't care. Like oh my gosh, Elton. Benny, 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 Benny and the Jets, Lucy in the sky with them. I mean, come on. Wait a minute. My favorite one's Bitch. I'm a bitch, and the bitch is back. Stone cold sober, as a matter of fact. And then my second favorite is Philadelphia Freedom. I mean, like that song, Philadelphia Freedom. I love you. Yes, I do. That song in the car is one of the best car songs in history. I don't care what anybody says. That is like the best one. Oh, wait, I have a few, but that is one of the best car riding, put your window down songs on the planet. Philadelphia Freedom by Sir Elton John. Go try it. I'm telling you, go try it. Anywho, so let's see. He has a new album coming out on April 4th called Who Believes in Angels? ? And it's a collaboration with Brandi Carlile, who has done a tremendous amount. Tremendous. And that documentary with Tanya Tucker, girl, if you haven't seen that, I even forget. It was on Hulu. Hulu is freaking fabulous. Can I just tell you something? Regular cable, I don't have it. I haven't had it for over a year now. And I got to tell you, Hulu is great because the Bob Dylan movie came out on Hulu and it was just in the theater like a couple of weeks ago. So I am all over Hulu. I like it. And that Brandi Carlile, Tanya Tucker, well, it's really a Tanya Tucker, Brandi Carlile documentary. Really, really good. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. Brandi Carlile did a lot. Well, all right, listen, Tanya Tucker's an icon, but Brandi Carlile, I think, gave her the fire that she needed to get back out there. Let's see. So Sir Elton, he looks good though. I got to tell you. And maybe it's because, and there he is signing the records. He looks good. I mean, if he can't see, he can't see. I'm sorry he can't see, but you're okay and you're living and you're signing and you're making an album. So that's good enough for me. And I think for a lot of fans. So he did do an interview with The Guardian, and he said that he now has a newfound respect for sight-impaired people and understands how lucky he is. He said, I'm an optimist permanently. I've got bad eyesight at the moment. There have been days I've been miserable, but then I think about how lucky I am. I've got a new respect for sight-impaired people, but I've got a great life, and hopefully my sight will improve. And he also said, I've beaten addiction, health issues, and can pick myself up and dust myself off. So good for you, Sir Elton. And hopefully, as long as you're well, and, maybe they can do something for your sight. We shall see. And let's see. Oh, Evie. Hello. Welcome aboard, Evie. Everybody say hi to Evie. Someone save my life tonight. Someone save my life tonight. Someone save my life. Another great one. I mean, I am an early Elton fan. Couple of 80s songs from him, but early Elton, 70s Elton, that's me. I am just all over that Elton. The radio 70s Elton. And it's funny, like some people go, well, you don't know this band or this band because you don't know those deep cuts or deep tracks. I am not a deep cut, deep track type girl. I'm telling you, I am a radio person. I grew up mostly listening to the radio. That's what I did. I listened to music. I learned the lyrics to songs. Not that I could sing them. Good. Couldn't do it. Still can't. But I am born and raised on the radio. like hands down. And of course, the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family and the Monkeys. I mean, it's all there. Gilligan's Island. I mean, there's TV, but I have to say, I'm mostly a radio music girl. Tiny Dancer, Lady We Know, good friend of ours. That was her wedding song. So, Suzanne said she saw that picture too of Steve Perry. How, like, I just wanted to poke someone in the eye really bad and then rip their eyelashes out because how can you do that? Well, what is the point of you taking the time to post a fake picture of someone in a hospital bed? Like, you even wishing that on them is so disgusting. And then there were all these videos, and I don't know if they just kind of disappeared. Maybe people were reporting them, but all of these videos on YouTube, you guys may have seen some of them. Like I said, so and so is dying. So and so is in the hospital. So and so has got a disease. No, they don't. But yet these videos were still allowed, and they would get hundreds of thousands of views on them, and they were still allowed to be played on YouTube. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. Yoko Ono. This is from themirror.com. Another great trustworthy publication. But you know, it is what it is. It's because this I've seen, again, this headline I've seen in a bunch of places. But Yoko Ono's son's moving words on difficulties as she adopts secluded end of life. I did not realize Yoko was at end of life, but she is. She is. So blessings to her and her family because, you know, people have their opinions on Yoko. And yeah, we make fun of her singing, non-singing, yelling, whatever it was considered to be. But I mean, Yoko is a part of Beatles history. I mean, it is what it is. You can't take that away from her. And she was married to John Lennon. I mean, iconic, completely iconic. And she's done a lot of good things. You know, I think people, well, I'm not saying everybody. I don't want to bulk everybody into, you know, a lump thing, but Yoko's done a lot of good things too. She donates to a lot of charities. She's a philanthropist. I mean, she's seems like she was a good person. I don't know. I don't know Yoko. Never met her. It would have been kind of cool to bump into Yoko Ono somewhere along the way, but never did. And she just seems like, you know, kind of a cool hippie. You know, peace and love. Her and Ringo would get together every now and again, do the peace and love thing, and you know, you gotta give her credit where credit is due on the good side. Okay. Definitely on the good side. So she's living her final days listening to the wind as her son shared a beautiful story about his mother's life and legacy. And author David Sheff just released a new biography talking about the life of Yoko Ono. And throughout her entire career, she has tried to promote peace and freedom. And she has done so through public campaigns, nonviolent protests, we must say, filmmaking, and her art. And Yoko is now 92 years old, and she has chosen to spend the end of her life in tranquility, listening to the wind and watching the sky on her beautiful 600-acre farm in upstate New York. And Yoko Ono's son, Sean, sang the highest praises for his mom. He said she had this ability to overcome difficulty with positive thinking. She really wanted to teach the world to do that. She taught my dad to do that. It's not going to stop a moving train or a bullet, but I think there's something profound about it. And I think it affected the world. And I think he's absolutely right about that. Yoko's daughter, Kyoko, who often visits her mom on the farm, shared an update on her mom, and she said she believes she could change the world, and she did, and now she's able to be quiet, listen to the wind, and watch the sky. She is very happy in a happy place. This is well-deserved and genuine peacefulness. Oh my gosh, that like totally touched my heart. Totally. And she did, you know, dedicate her life to promoting peace And one of the very public campaigns that she did with John, where the bed ends, we can all visualize those pictures in our minds. And that was an unconventional way to promote world peace. And she did carry that out with her late husband, John. And there's a picture of them, and I don't want to go sharing it because I probably will screw it up. But anyway, we're going to share a couple of things at the end of the broadcast. But so the protest was held 6 days after they got married, which I did not know. And they locked themselves into a hotel room for their honeymoon, and they invited the press in every day between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Isn't that nuts? You're on your honeymoon to discuss the political climate and their stance against the war. So it was all, come about from the famous sit-ins. And that's where people would, remain seated in front of an establishment that they wanted to make a change. And Yoko has also made a number of significant philanthropic contributions throughout her life to the arts as well as charities promoting peace and disaster relief. And she's also won a numerous amount of awards for her efforts, including the Ono Grant for Peace, Dr. Rainer Hildebrandt Human Rights Award, Theodore Warner Award, and so many more. And that's the update on Yoko Ono. 92 years old, and what that iconic woman has been through. You really have to, when people speak badly about her, it's weird for me because yes, they had an unconventional marriage. Let's be honest. We all know the story. We don't have to go over it, but she still, regardless, was married to the father of her child. And also, she was married to a Beatle. And she saw him pass in front of her in a very terrible, traumatic, and disastrous way. I don't know how anyone could say anything bad about Yoko Ono. I really, truly don't. There's still things that come out. Oh, she broke up the Beatles. Like, just lay off it now. Lay off it. The woman is enjoying her life in peace and happiness and tranquility, as the article said. And, no matter what, she is Yoko Ono. Still an icon. Still someone that, we can recognize as being a part of some of the greatest music in our history. So stay well, Yoko. Stay well. REO Speedwagon, my goodness. When you think it's just about over, it's not. I don't think it's ever going to be. Do you think it's ever going to be over? I don't think so. I think that, the REO saga is just going to go on and on and on. It's just, we don't know. We don't know. So there's an event coming up, and I'm sure that all of you REO fans, REO Gina included, have heard about it. They're going to reunite without Kevin Cronin for a hometown show. And this is from our friends at Ultimate Classic Rock. This article is. And there have been several about this show. So 6 former members, because remember, it's not REO Speedwagon anymore. I still don't get it. I don't care. You can call me names, dumb, whatever. I don't get it. Why can we not use the REO Speedwagon name? Of course, there's a reason, but really, come on. You guys are still out there. Like I said, get together, get it together. Do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 shows and call it a day. Move on. Give your fans that one last hoo-ha of a show. Just do it. You know what? It's probably going to be the best few shows you've ever done ever. Truly, especially if you do 2 nights at each venue. Dear Lord, do I have to give all the ideas here? Do I have to? Apparently, allegedly. So anyway, 6 former members of REO Speedwagon will come together. Come together right now over Kevin Cronin and Bruce Hall, June 14th. But Kevin is not going to be there for a one-off retrospective concert in Champaign, Illinois, their hometown. Yeah. So Neil Doty, Alan Gratzer, Bruce Hall, Terry Luttrell, Mike Murphy, and Steve Corfina will be getting together and doing that show. There will also be special guests and an in memoriam place within the show for the late Gary Richrath and Greg Philbin. So let's see. Let's see what someone said. Okay, so Bruce wrote on his Facebook page, so excited for this one night only event back where it all began, my hometown. Looking forward to reminiscing, rocking with the founding fathers and saying a proper goodbye. That's not proper if Kevin's not there, just saying. Not proper. Most importantly, the celebration benefits the REO Speedwagon Foundation. How is that still in effect? So if we can't use the REO Speedwagon name anymore, how is there still an REO Speedwagon Foundation? That's a good question. Maybe someone should ask it. So it will benefit the REO Speedwagon Foundation for rare GU cancer research at Moffitt Cancer Center. That's commendable. That's awesome. The monies or some monies or most monies or hopefully all monies go towards cancer research at the Moffitt Cancer Center, but I don't know the percentage. I truly believe Gary is proud and smiling down on us. Let's rock. How about let's maybe they've called Kevin. There's a whole thing about this. I know there is. I just haven't dug into it. And then this article goes on to say, is there any chance of a full REO Speedwagon reunion? Because notably absent from this show in Champaign is Kevin. Because now he's out with his own band. And someone asked Bruce on his Facebook page why the band will only be performing one show instead of a tour. And Bruce said, we were all asked by the city of Champaign to participate, and this is a wonderful way to also raise money for our Cancer Research Foundation. Hall responded to the fan. I'm grateful to have this opportunity. I still would love a true REO farewell tour and will always hope that can happen. But as I've stated over and over, and I'll stick in an extra over, Kevin would also need to be part of that to happen. Now, before I, scroll down, so did they ask Kevin to be a part of it? And maybe they did. Maybe Kevin's busy. Maybe he's working that day. I don't know. But then maybe they should have collaborated and potentially done it on a day when Kevin could be there. I don't know. I don't know the schematics of the whole thing, but I do think that it's not really a reunion. I mean, it is a reunion, but if Kevin was there, there's your reunion, and that's what should happen. I mean, it needs to happen. It needs to happen, guys. Is there management? Can I be in a room with them and maybe help them out and say, listen, I'm going to be the mediator, something, because come on, can't we all just get along? Can we all just get along? But I guess not. I love radio too. I do. I love radio too. Absolutely adore it. All right. So, why did I bring this up? Well, because it's kind of crazy. Rock musicians we've lost in the year of 2025 already. 31 people have already passed in 2025. I was kind of surprised by that, to be honest. I thought that was a little shocking. I'm like, 31 people already. So let's see. Do they do it in a list? They don't, but let me see if I can pick out any notable names. of folks who have left us in 2025. I'm going down the list, I don't know these people. I really don't. Snowy Fleet? I don't know. The legendary rock group, the Easy Beats. I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Barry Goldberg. I don't know who that is. I don't know these people. Garth Hudson. Do you know who? Oh, he's from the band. Well, I know the band. He was 87. Okay. So I know that group. I don't know these people. Isn't that terrible? Sal Maida? I don't. All right. Is there anyone I really know on this list? I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is live, people. This is live stuff. And I told you, I don't go through these things beforehand. I don't. But here's a guy I know. I don't know him personally, but Wayne Osmond. He passed away on New Year's Day, and he was 73. And he left his wife, Amy, behind. And I remember reading that on Marie Osmond's Instagram page. Let's see if there's anyone else. I don't know. Aaron Rossi. Who's Aaron Rossi? He was only 44. Jeez. He was in the metal bands Ministry and Prong. Well, there you go. Because I'm not a metal girl. I'm just not. I don't know metal. I know like some metal, but not really. Oh, John Sykes. Okay. He played with Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake. He passed away on January 20th. He was 65. And let me see if there's anyone else. I don't think so. So that's it. That was a terrible segment, and I'm sorry. I apologize. So let me make up for it. Let's go over to Gene Simmons. Now, Gene Simmons was going to have all these shows by himself, and he up and canceled. Where did Gene go? I'm like, oh no, is he all right? I mean, you gotta ask the question, because then you're like, well, Gene was all happy about doing these solo shows with his band. And this is from loudersound.com. Gene Simmons cancels 17 solo shows as Kiss announce unmasked reunion gig to mark fan club's 50th anniversary. So there you go. Gene canceled his solo tour so he could do another tour with Kiss, who retired, who said farewell. Do you see? You had to know there was not going to be a farewell. You had to know they were going to come back again. I mean, we know Gene. We know Gene. He's all about the cashola. But it was kind of weird when I saw that. Like, just all of a sudden, his shows get canceled. And, and that's right. Because this article starts off with, he had just announced, we talked about this, an expensive roadie experience for his solo shows. How much was it, guys? I forget now. It was expensive. I don't know. Was it $4,900? I don't even remember. Just help me out. Tell me in the comments. But he had announced that you could be a roadie with him on one of these solo tour shows, and then canceled. For, it says, more than half of the upcoming tour dates. So is he doing some? Oh no, dude, you can't see. I'm pointing like you can see, and you can't see this. Your chance to be a roadie could have been yours for $12,495. Pick up my wires, kid. But I just paid you almost 13 grand. Why am I going to pick up your wires? Because you're my roadie. You wanted to be roadie for the day. You signed up for it, and you gave me money. Holy macaroni. Did anyone... people signed up for that. They didn't. He's going to work them. He's going to make them do stuff. I was a roadie. Not really. I, did stuff with Al's DJ business. I wrapped wires at the end of the night. My buddy Michelle and I, because she worked with us for a really long time. And at the end of the night, let me just tell you, Al, okay? Granted, busy all night performing, all night entertaining the crowd and making them happy. But at the end of the night, when all of the equipment, the heavy speakers, the speaker wires, the microphones, the crates of CDs, because it's what we used back in the day, all had to be put away, Al disappeared. Like, Michelle would be like, "Where's Al?" "Oh, we don't know. He's just gone because we have to put stuff away." So her and I will be putting stuff away while Al is scrounging around for leftover food in the back having a snack. Not to make him sound bad. He was tired, but we did a lot of the roadie work. We were roadies. We were dancers and we were roadies at the same time. So I get it, but I would not pay $13,000, upwards of that, to become someone's wire wrapper. I wouldn't do it. But anyway, I bet you someone did and someone is going to. So it said that no reason was given for Gene canceling more than half of his shows. But, they went on to say, it's not about his health, everybody. No, it's not. He's fine. Gene is fine. So the shows are being classified as postponed. You can get a refund for your tickets. And if you bought a roadie experience, you can get your money back for the affected shows, or you can switch your roadie experience for a future date at a future place. You don't want to miss out on that $13,000 experience. You just don't. Christina Vitaglano, who runs Simmons Backstage VIP fan experience packages, she said the April dates and the Texas leg of their May dates have all been postponed until early 2026. So Gene intends to go back out there and finish off these shows. But meanwhile, Kiss came out with an announcement saying that they will perform an unmasked show in November as part of the Kiss Army Fan Club's 50th anniversary celebrations. Yeah. So the Kiss Army is going to storm Vegas. That's going to take place at the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas on November 14th through the 16th. And Bruce Kulick, the amazing Bruce Kulick, will also be performing there. He is a former Kiss member. And this will be Kiss's first performance since their 2023 farewell tour. Was it in 2023? I feel like it was just yesterday. Is time not going by super fast? Or is it May? It's almost April 1st, guys. Time to get your April Fool's jokes ready. Get them ready. Who are you going to fool? Who are you going to catch on the fly this Tuesday, which is April Fool's Day? So it looks like April 3rd all the way down through April 30th have all been canceled. And then May 17th through May 24th, those have been canceled as well. But May 11th, if you live in this area, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, they will be at Mohegan Sun on May 11th. I do not have tickets, but if someone wants to give me some, I will be more than happy to attend. So let's see. And then there was this article from stereogum.com. Kiss announced first show since farewell as Gene Simmons cancels solo tour dates. I don't think there's any type of new information in here. Again, the last show, their final In Makeup live show, was in December of 2023 at MSG Madison Square Garden. And that was with Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Tommy Thayer, and Eric Singer. And they said that the hologram avatars are going to kick off a series in 2027 to keep them forever young and forever iconic. But you know what? Kiss is always going to be iconic. There's just no getting around it. I mean, Kiss is Kiss. They're not going anywhere. People love Kiss. As a matter of fact, I sold a bunch of Kiss CDs at my yard sale that we did last weekend at the Coventry Community Center. The Kiss CDs went in a second. People just love them. They're like, oh my gosh, you have Kiss CDs. Yeah, I mean, I see them all the time. I find them all the time. Isn't that crazy? Because you know why? Because the people who are getting rid of their CDs don't understand that there are people who love CDs still. I love CDs. I miss my CD player in my car. and it would be way too costly to put a CD player in my car. So that's why I don't have one. But they just don't make them in cars anymore. Just like terrestrial radio is going away in cars. That's why we have, the app, Kiki.fm. I mean, you're just not going to be able to get a terrestrial radio station soon. Soon. They're just going to be extinct like dinosaurs. Imagine if dinosaurs were still around. They would eat a lot of meat and trees. So, like all of the trees around my house, I would have been able to have them taken down for free because the dinosaurs would have eaten them. Anyway, so the holograms allegedly are still happening in 2027. And, I think it was kind of a shock that Kiss announced that they were going to head out on the road, which not really surprised. Not really surprised. You kind of felt like they were going to do something eventually. And it will be part of that 3-day event during the Kiss Army storms Vegas. So, if you want to go see them, go for it. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Maureen, what's going on? Maureen said, I love CDs and still have a CD player at home and in my car. I have one at home. I would love to have one in my car again. I just would. To just like lean over and pull that CD out of my little case, the little zipper case Logic, and pop it in, play me some Cher or Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks or whatever. It's just, Oh my God. Penny McGuire, how are you? I got to read this comment. This is hysterical, and I got to look it up. Hi again, Kiki. Popped up on my phone the other day that Foreigner played at a nude fest. Stop. If you talk to Lou again, you'll have to ask him how he felt about that one. I'm looking that up right now because we're going to be talking about Foreigner. Hold on. Nude fest? Shut up. Foreigner, nude fest. Is this real, Penny? Are you pulling my nuts, Penny? All right, let's see. Oh, it says, when Foreigner played a nudist resort in Michigan, they did that in 2017. Oh, no, they didn't. When they played a nudist resort, hold on, in 1995. That happened in 1995. So I don't think, was Lou with them at that point? Let's see. When Foreigner played, wait, hold on. Mick Jones and Lou Graham, they played nude stock. So it did really happen. That's crazy. That's Turtle Lake Resort's annual music festival at the clothing optional campground in Union City, Michigan. Thank you so much, Penny McGuire. That's a great one to bring up to Lou. Nude stock. I thought that was a joke. I guess not. I'm sure they've done a lot of really, really interesting events. So let's chat about Foreigner because we just have to. So Foreigner, and this is from Syracuse.com, classic rock band to reunite with original singer, current frontman has issues. So I saw this. I'm like, what's wrong with Kelly Hansen? I mean, what's going on? Kelly looks like he's fine. So let's go ahead and read the article. So a classic rock band is getting together with their original singer while their current frontman, who is Kelly Hansen, has international issues. What does that mean? I honestly have no idea what this means. So Foreigner is going to be touring with Lou Graham in Latin America this spring as a guest, while vocalist Kelly Hansen does not perform. So Lou currently lives in Webster, New York. Of course, we know he is the original voice of Foreigner. Like I always say, and I will always say it, he is one of the two top male voices of the 80s, him and Steve Perry. Hands down, I consider them the two top. Like one and one. I just do. I just think that him and Steve, here's the triangle, and both Steve and Lou are sitting at the top of the triangle. That's my viewpoint. Disagree with me if you will. That is my view, and I will hold it with me forever and ever. So let's see. Kelly said, and I quote, "Some issues have forced me to limit appearances outside of the USA this year. And this means, unfortunately, I will miss Foreigner's South American run." But why? ¿Por qué, Kelly Hansen? However, our incredible bandmate Luis Maldonado has been recording some of our hits in Spanish, and he will be handling most of the vocals along with Lou Graham, who will be guesting with Foreigner for those shows. I know they will smash it. So, Lou is not going to be taking the lead during these shows, but I think the fact that he's going to be there, like, this is what I'm saying. Double dir, I mean, infinity dir. Why hasn't Lou been a part of these shows forever ago? I mean, Lou should have been a part of these Foreigner shows since the get-go. Really. Not gecko, the little salamander, get-go. He should have been. And the past several years, Lou's been out there kicking ass and taking names, and people love Lou Graham. I've been to several Lou Graham shows. And can I just tell you, I've told you so many times, the fans just go bananas when he is on stage. It is like a cult following. So whoever made the decision to not have Lou there and to not, I don't know, is it an income thing? Is it a pay thing? To whoever made the decision to not, include Lou, dumb, because people will go just because he's there. So like, it's just a no-brainer. And Lou is entertaining, and he's so fun. He's just fun. And he loves being on that stage. He just adores it. But anyway, he loves his fans. So Kelly has not said what the issues are that he's having, but a rep from Foreigner told Ultimate Classic Rock that Kelly will not perform in Canada with Foreigner in the fall because circumstances prohibit Kelly from spending too much time outside of the US. What the heck does that mean? What does that mean? Jordy Brown, who played the male lead in a 2018 workshop production of Jukebox Hero, the musical, will replace Kelly in the Canadian tour dates. I'm so confused. Like, what could the situation be? Let's Google it, shall we? Let's go ahead and Google. Now, let me see if I can share my screen for this. Well, I'm going to share my screen because let's do Google. We're doing not really doing Google, but we're doing Google. So we're going to do this, right? What would prohibit a person in the no, let's see this. Let's change that person. A musician in the US from performing, hold on, from performing outside of the US. Now, I don't know what it's going to say. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's see. So AI says, U.S. musicians' ability to perform outside the U.S. is generally not prohibited, but may be restricted by visa requirements or other international regulations depending on the country they plan to perform in. What does that mean? I don't know. Visa requirements. If a musician intends to perform in a country other than the U.S., they may need to obtain a visa to enter that country for the purpose of performing. The specific visa requirements will depend on the musician's nationality and the country they are traveling to. Okay, so what nationality is Kelly Hansen? What? This is ridiculous. Nationality is Kelly Hansen. I mean, like, oh my gosh, if you could see that spelling, that's terrible. He's American. Can I just share this screen? Hold on. What the heck? I just got to show you this one. I just got to show you. Hold on. Wait a minute. Do not laugh at my spelling. Do not. He's American. Look at QHTIA Kelly Hansen. Look, I can't even. I spelled it in my head. I just didn't. But he's clearly American. So let's go back. Oh, I crack me up. I do. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I laugh. Do you laugh at yourself? I do. I laugh at myself. You have to. Like you need to laugh at yourself. You just need to. So let's go ahead and read more. Work permits. Some countries may require musicians to obtain a work permit or other necessary documentation to perform professionally within their borders. But what does this mean? There may be specific regulations or laws in place in certain countries that could affect a musician's ability to perform, such as restrictions on the type of music that can be performed. This doesn't make sense. All right, let's do this. Let's put in Kelly Hansen's name. Kelly Hansen. Why is it in capitals? Oh, 8 hours ago. Let's do this one. All right, so this is from, can you see that? Syracuse. Yes, you can. Oh, okay. So he revealed it. He revealed the answer. This is from Syracuse.com. Again, same article. That's crazy. Classic rock band singer reveals why he won't be on upcoming tour dates. So let's go ahead and see why. A classic rock band's lead singer is shining more light on why he won't appear. Okay, let's see what he says. So he revealed Friday, which was yesterday, that residency issues are preventing him from touring outside the U.S. Blah, blah, blah. I said that. And Lou Graham's going to fill in for the Latin American concerts, and Broadway star Jordy Brown is going to do the Canadian shows. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We had a great start to our touring year with a sold-out run in Florida, and I'm so looking forward to continuing my journey with this incredible band, Hansen said in a statement. However, some residency issues have forced me to limit appearances outside of the USA this year, and this means that I will miss some international shows. But why? Can we know why? Like, you're going to tell us? You're going to tell us why? Foreigner's upcoming South American run will feature our incredible. We already know this, Luis. That's great. Luis Maldonado, we're very happy for you. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see. Hansen from California. He's been the front man for Foreigner since 2005. He didn't specify what his residency issues are. Well, what the heck does that mean? This is what we're going to do. All right, so circumstances too much. Why? All right, let's just go to Google again. What would prevent? All right. What would prevent someone from spending too much time outside of the US? Now let's see what AI says. What happens if you leave the US for too long? Absences of more than 365 days. Well, we don't need that. We don't need that. You need to have a reentry permit form. Maybe he needs a form. He's going to fill out a form. I don't know. What stops people from traveling? Not everyone is in some money on travel. Absences that are too long. Well, this is green card abandonment, but he lives here. I'm so confused. What to do when your spouse has a sending problem? What does that have to do with anything? 7 challenges to saving money. I don't understand. In a relationship, but have an urge to be with someone else. I mean, like, we could go off on these. I literally just, what did I put into Google? What would prevent someone from spending too much time outside of the US? And then we get in a relationship, but have an urge to be with someone else. I can't. I just can't right now. I can't, and I won't. Come on. They got to tell me something. I cannot get a straight answer. What happens if how many years are you banned from the USA if you overstay your visa? Wait a minute. Can't all right, how to get banned from leaving the US? Let's ask that question. Let's see if that question. How do people get banned from countries? You can get banned by breaking the law or attempting to enter the country illegally. They know that you're banned because when you apply, we're not going to go into that whole thing because then I get to log into Reddit and I don't have my information. Why would someone be banned from the US? Well, how can someone be banned from a country? You get banned by breaking the law or attempting to enter the country illegally. They know that you're banned because when you apply for a visa or show up without one of your info, wait, or show up without one, your info will be flagged and show that you're banned and you'll be not denied entry and sent back home. Ooh, is there some tea we don't know about? I'm not I didn't say a word. I said nothing, but you gotta wonder why Kelly cannot leave the country. I mean, like, it's a little strange. It's a little odd how he can't go to Canada overseas. Like, I'm a little confuzzled by that. Um, oh my gosh. All right, massive broadcast bulletin, an interruption that I just saw from Nancy. Nancy said, "Hi Nancy, I'm shocked right now. I just want to say how happy I am to be here as I had open heart surgery last week and I'm finally home from the hospital." Nancy, like you told nobody. Wow. Well, let me send everybody. Come on now, everybody. Send Nancy some hearts. Let's go. Let's see them. We need hearts for Nancy. Hearts for Nancy, everybody. Come on. Come on. Send them out there. I know you can do it. Put your finger on the heart and send them out there. How nice, Evie. Thank you. Um, thank you. Whoever sent that one. Good, good. The hearts are going for Nancy. Let's go. Let's go. Hearts for Nancy. Wow. I'm glad everything's okay, Nancy. Oh, Patty. Patty's so sweet. Nancy, I'm so glad you are here. That's great. Oh, here we go. Thank you guys. There we go. There we go. Hearts for Nancy. That's amazing. So we're glad you're here, Nancy. So Kathy Rankin. Hi, Kathy. Glad to have you here. Can a musician or anyone prior in the military not be allowed in another country because of security clearance or maybe a perceived THREAT? I don't know. This is very interesting. I think, this is something that definitely, I'm going to write this down. This needs to be dug into because, hasn't Foreigner traveled overseas before? Or maybe not, because let's think about it. Foreigner has really mostly done a lot of shows in the United States, and there's clearly a reason. But then why? All right, so as we go deeper, right? So why would Foreigner management now all of a sudden say, we're branching out? We're going to Latin America, we're going to Canada. We haven't done it, in a long time. So we're going to do that, and we're going to use someone else besides Kelly. That's got to be a pain point for Kelly for sure. So it's going to come out why Kelly Hansen cannot perform outside of the United States. There's a reason. There's totally a reason. I love Kelly. I think he's great. I think he's done a great job. And I think that he's kept the fire burning for Foreigner on stage. Not sure about him off stage, heard some things, but that's alleged. We don't know. But anyway. Anywho, let's just go and see. Okay, so here was another article. This is from masslive.com. And can I not see anything? Okay, so Lou is definitely going to step in for Kelly. And remember, Lou said that he was going to retire. He said, listen, I'm done. I'm over it. I think he said August. I think he claimed August as his retire date. Lou has retired a few times already, but I don't think Lou can. I don't think he can retire. I don't think he wants to retire. I think he's hot blooded. Check it and see. He's going to be on that stage for you and me, and I am all over it. I'm happy about it. I love it. I think it's great, and I think it's great that Foreigner finally decided to bring in Lou Gramm, even if it is as a guest. He's not running the show. He's not running the front man show, which is fine. I mean, but the fact that Lou's going to be there, it's about damn time. In a minute, I'm going to need a man and a woman. I mean, like, seriously, you just got to go. It took a long time to get us to this point. So I'm sure Lou is ecstatic to be in front of these Foreigner crowds and to just be getting on that stage and doing what he loves to do and what he's great at doing is singing foreigner songs. I mean, I want to know what love is, don't you? And we know that love is Lou Graham. And can you believe? So Brett Michaels is now 62 years old, and just a few months, he's eligible for Social Security. But I don't think he can get it because I think he's too rich. Can you? All right. Here's a question, and if anybody knows the answer, let us know because I'm inquiring minds want to know. If you're rich, can you still get Social Security, or is it an income based thing? Like, do you walk around going, like so many people now because I'm near that age. I'm close. I'm pushing 60. I'm almost there. Not quite, but don't just like this much away. And people around me, I got my first Social Security check. Like they're all happy about it. Yeah, I'm going to go buy something. Like someone I just talked to, she goes, yeah, my husband told me with my first Social Security check, I can go buy myself a piece of jewelry. Here's the ring I bought. So I'm like, that's great. Good for you. Woohoo. That's great. Um, it's an exciting thing, I guess. You get to 62 because you can't collect until it's not 62, it's 62 and a half. So Brett Michaels is almost there. I think he can apply, maybe, or he's close to being able to. I think you're going to be 3 months out from 62 and a half, I think. I don't know. I don't know all the Social Security rules. I'm here to talk about music and entertainment news. But, can you get it if you're rich? Like if you have if you have millions of dollars, can you still collect? I don't know. I guess if you've put into the system, I don't see why it would matter, but I don't know. And did you know, that Ricky Rocket, he came out and he told, I don't know who he told, but this is from Ultimate Classic Rock. Let's see. Ricky Rocket confirmed that Poison is going to be on tour in 2026. Oh, he told Eddie Trunk, who is on Sirius XM, and he said the band will be celebrating their 40th anniversary of Look What the Cat Dragged In. Can you stand it? 40 years. I mean, Brett looks like he's still hot for teacher. Can I just say that? He is just so cute. I can't stand it. Al knows. He's fine. He's fine with it. He knows I think he's cute. I can't help it. He's adorable. Those eyes. Oh my God. Anyway, I digress. So Ricky said, I cannot believe it's going to be a 40th anniversary. There's very few bands that ever make it to 40 years, and most people never stay at a job for 40 years. Who the hell would want to? Or even at the same house. Marriages don't last that long, but they should. You know what I mean? They should last long. A lot of marriages just don't last long anymore. And he said, I mean, this is crazy how long this has been. Honestly, it's amazing. And Ricky said he's just blown away by the upcoming 40th anniversary. He said, I reflect back in time. I remember somebody at the very, very beginning of our career, I think it was our first manager, said, just remember, you have to come down the steps that you go up. And that really always stuck with me. And he said that even though they haven't been on the road for a long time, the crew of Poison always felt like family. And the downside of being on tour was, of course, being away from your family and your friends. But, that's the good thing about these guys and ladies, being at this point of their career. They can actually call the shots. They can say, you know what? We can go out when we want. We can play when we want. We can tour just in the summer if we want and take off, the winter and spring. We can do what we want because we've earned it. We've earned that right. And I think that's just fantastic. Look at Ann and Nancy Wilson. They're out there and, Ann is in a wheelchair. She has beat cancer and we are sitting back and so proud of her. And proud of the fact, like, even though I don't know, I kind of feel like Anne is just, and Nancy, very gutsy, ballsy women. They've survived this industry for a very long time. And I just feel like Anne would probably, like, if I said to her, you know what, good for you that you're out there, in your present being, I feel like she would kind of be like, what do I care? I don't know Ann Wilson, I don't know Nancy, but I just kind of feel like she'd be like, "Well, what difference does it make? This is me. This is who I am." And I think that's the whole thing. Like, when you sometimes read things from fans, oh, so and so doesn't sound the same. So and so looks so different. So and so sounds completely different. Of course. Of course, everybody looks and sounds and acts different because we are all different. I mean, we've all changed. I listened to, oh my gosh, Alice played me tapes from, oh my gosh, the 80s when, we first met in radio and stuff like that. I sound like a baby. He sounds like a kid. Like, it's just so crazy. And then, over the years, you just progress and change and move and shake and adapt and all of that stuff. So of course nobody's the same, but you know what? You love the music, you love the people, you love them. You just go see them. Buy the damn ticket. That should be the tagline of this channel. Buy the damn ticket. And that's it. So, guys, what was the number one song on this day back in 1984? And actually, I'm going to go through the top 10 songs this week of night. No, why is that coming up March 3rd? This says it's March 29th. Well, all right, let's change the week. Can we change the week? Let's do that. I'm going to change the week. Oh, it is this week. Okay, so it is. It's this week, the week of March 26th of 1984, which brings us to, it would have been April 3rd today, on this day in 1984. So, top 10 songs this week in 1984. I Want a New Drug by Huey Lewis and the News at number 10. Number 9, Let the Music Play. He won't get away. Just keep him grooving and he'll come back to you again. That was number 9. Number 8, Wrapped Around Your Finger by the Police. Girl, I could be singing all these songs and you don't want that. Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell at number 7 with that cameo from Michael Jackson. Number 6, Karma Chameleon by Boy George and Culture Club, who I thought I was going to marry. Stupid. I was so dumb. But anyway, number 5, Nobody Told Me, John Lennon. And we just talked about Yoko, so that's quite interesting. Number 4, Thriller by Michael Jackson. Number 3, Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Number 2, 99 red balloons floating in the summer sky. Do you remember the song 99 Luftballons by Nina? Whatever happened to Nina? I don't know. I think that had to be a one-hit wonder for her, right? So Nina, 99 Luftballons at number 2. And at number 1, guys, at number 1, the number 1 song this week in 1984 was Jump by Van Halen. My gosh, if that doesn't bring you back, I don't know what will bring you back. But what a great week in music and what a great day to spend together. So happy to be with you guys on this Saturday afternoon. I like Saturdays, actually, to be quite honest. Way better than Fridays. I'm so tired on Friday night that I'm really liking these Saturdays. So I will see you guys again soon. Remember to download the free app of Kiki.fm. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Welcome to our new people today. And also, thank you so much to our members, including Patty Taylor and everybody else, Deej and Tanya and whoever else is a member of this channel, because honestly, without you, this station does not exist. It does not exist. I'm serious. Really don't make anything from this YouTube channel. So whatever you guys do to support, we appreciate every single bit. And we thank you for all your love, your care, your support, every single thing from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are the best. Have yourselves an amazing rest of the day, an amazing weekend, and an amazing everything. Guys, I love you, love you, love you. Mwah. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys. You are the best. You're simply the best. Bye.